It's an April Thursday evening here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's the NFL draft tonight as teams look to move spots in the draft. But on the boys' side of volleyball here in WPIAL section, or 4A section 3, teams are looking to move up and down in spots in the standings. We have the number 1 seed right now in the standings, Gateway, the Gators, taking on the number 3 spot right now, North Hills, the Indians, here on Gateway Gators Productions. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Spencer Witt. Gateway 5-0 record in section play right now. They're 5-3 overall. They've only played, their only wins, I should say, are in section play. North Hills on their side, 3-2 record, a solid record right now for a North Hills team that has had their issues in terms of keeping themselves on the top of the standings, but this team has definitely progressed over the last couple of years. They sit 3-2 in the standings right now. 7-5 record overall in 3A Section 4 here in this one. Both teams in white jerseys, which will be fun, but the Indians in their, I don't know, what do we call them, like glass-shattered jerseys, Spider-Man jerseys. For the Indians, they're very unique jerseys. The black numbers on that one. Gateway, the Gators, in their white jerseys. We've got a little bit of an outline of the Gator on the back of their jerseys. Both their liberos for both teams are in black jerseys as well. Gateway on your left to start things, and North Hills on your right. Take a look at those North Hills jerseys. They're really nice, really unique jersey here in this one. Gateway looks to remain undefeated in section play. We're underway here on Gateway Gators Productions. This one bumped into the air, and North Hills will just send it over. Didn't get much on it. That one a good dig, though. Really nice from Ryan Shapiro. Pushed over by the Indians to the outside for Gateway. Tipped. Bozicevic had to play it. Just tip it over instead of getting in a swing. A back row attack here, and that one off the block, and the pipe ball works for number 12, Alex Hoffner for the Gators for the first point. Another look there. Nice set, too, from Canyon Hines. That went into the net, though, from Aiden Coughran. And it will be a point for North Hills. The Gators, have won 5 straight matches. All of them in section plays. That's going to be a lift call on number 5, Donovan Shaffer for Gateway. The middle blockers listed at 6'6" for Gateway. That's serve, a good one, and an ace. Brady West with the ace for the Indians. Another look at it here. West, two players were both looking who, I don't know what seams were, right or left that time, but regardless, no one plays it. A 3-1 lead right now for North Hills. That one played in the air this time by Peter Chaffee, the libero for Gateway. Back in the air to the outside. That one for 13. That's Max Jarrock, and it's too far, though. And a point called for Gateway. Another look, Jarrock could not get over top of that one. And instead the point goes to Gateway, where Daniel Bozicevic will serve. Back into the air to the right side. That one off the tape, never touched anyway. Point for the Gators. Misfire there from Max Jarrock for North Hills. Serve over there. That one passed up to the outside. Tipped. Never went over, though, for 16. Aiden Bricker. And a point for Gateway. Bozicevic serve, overpass, cleaned up easily. Madden Ferczak for the Gators. Bozicevic, not a good toss there, and he knew it, and almost touched. Good eye and good effort. I should say good call by the Indians to let that one go. And Jarrock will serve. Jarrock's serve, passed up, and it's going to hit off of the screen in the ceiling, and then you can play it. Of course, the rules are you can play it if it's on your own side of the court, but you'll see right there that ball went over the other side of the court, and a dead ball and a point for North Hills. That one back into the air, and it bounces again off of the ceiling. This time, Peter Chaffee, the closest person to it, but couldn't get there in time. A really good serve again from Max Jarok. Jarok's jump serve again. That one too far this time, though. Good eye from Gateway to let it go, and good eye from the line judge, Dallas Richardson, to let that one go by and wave the flag up. Peter Chaffee to serve for Gateway. 6 apiece here in set number 1. Down the line, that one outside the lines and too far for North Hills. And there's another look at it there. That's Ryan Shapiro. Sent that one too far. Pass into the air. Backside off the block, out of bounds. Point, though, for the Indians. Block just could not be closed in time for Chase Lewandowski of Gateway. And that serve just too far for Brady Ferris. Thought he had enough. Or just thought it was just enough and not too much. But instead it is a service error. 8 apiece. The serve from number 6, Jack Suick. That one pushed over, looking for the touch call, never got it. Trying to swipe that one off the block, Ryan Shapiro, another look, but actually it benefits Gateway that the outside hitter block never went up there in time, didn't get high enough. And instead it's a point for Gateway, so 9 apiece now. The serve from Hoffner. Pipe ball, drops it in. Good swing and good placement. Max Jarok, someone out of position there for Gateway. You can see it goes into the corner, and there's no one over there, no one even close. Especially on a pipe ball like that, you're going to play deeper. You're expecting the ball to be put into the deeper part of the court. Tipped over by Bozicevic. And that one in the middle, they get a touch call, and it's a point for Brody Carr for North Hills. Carr, one of the seniors on this squad for North Hills. 3 seniors on this North Hills team. This team had 8 seniors last year. Just 3 seniors this season. Kept alive, nice play, and then just pushed over. Ryan Shapiro's got to be careful of leaving his feet there. That one off the block. Kept alive by Canyon Hines, and then bumped over by Lewandowski, and North Hills again back on offense. That one pushed through. It's kept alive again. Hines gets a piece of it after the block from Coughran. The set to the outside. That one down for the kill. Max Jarok for North Hills. Another look at it there. Jarok, a good swing. Serve over again. Right side. Response from Gateway. Aiden Coughran. The right side hitter gets the kill there with that left hand. Lewandowski, the middle, will serve for Gateway. This one pushed into the corner. Lewandowski will have to play it. Hines gets the set. Bozicevic back into the air. To the outside. That one off the tape but stays inside the lines. Lewandowski played it for a moment, but unfortunately goes awry, and a point for the Indians of North Hills. This one served over and back into the air. Into the middle. And that one down, the good swing there. Donovan Shaffer, not necessarily exactly in the middle, kind of running like a 31 right there, in between the middle and the outside, but a quick one. That one served over and back into the air for North Hills, excuse me. They tried to do the same thing, but it's passed up. That one on the back row from Coughran, and they get the point. Served over and passed up. To the outside, that one off of the block, and it goes down for North Hills. Reed Evans gets the point. My correction, that was Max Girock with the point. Red 14 is Reed Evans is freshman on the team, but red 14 because that's how many points North Hills had. Served over and it drops for the ace. Daniel Bozicevic gets the ace, a friendly roll off that tape, and another friendly roll, this time off the fingertips of Shapiro, and backwards for the ace. Back-to-back aces for Bozicevic. Bozicevic serve this time. It's passed up at the net and then just sent over. They're going to call, I believe, a net violation, though. Yes, they will. It's going to be on that setter there for North Hills. Another look at it here. Yeah, when bumping that one in the air, Brady West just went into the net. That one way too far, though, but a good run for Bozicevic to give Gateway a 1-point lead. Getting closer and closer to the end of set number 1 here on Gateway Gators Productions. The serve over, back into the air, high into the air, and played. Hines with a back set. Blocked down, though, the solo block. Brady Ferris on the block for North Hills. 6'4". They chant he's a freshman. He is not a freshman, if you want to know. Senior on this squad, but his teammates like to joke about it. That one drops in for the call. Richardson, the line judge, didn't have the angle on it, but the referees did. The R1 and R2 will always have the overruling call over the line judges, but they will listen to the line judges. A good referee will listen to the line judges and calls that they know that they have. And that one outside the lines. Point for North Hills. And I know the situation. I've been in this situation. You're a line judge. You're line judging for your own team. A play happens where it's close, but then you think in your head, this doesn't benefit the players that I spend all day with, and you kind of second guess yourself, but especially those 50-50 calls. That one, not a 50-50. It goes off the antenna, and a point for North Hills, and a timeout taken by Gateway. So head coach Phil Randolph will take the timeout. Randolph's been coaching this team for several years now. During this Gateway program, it was a program that had struggled for years. Never really saw any success. They were section champions in the 90s, but in the 2000s, the 2010s, they were at the bottom of their section year in and year out. Even other teams would play them. We always call them kind of the easy win, stuff like that. But they turned things around right after 2020 and 2022. They were section champions. They were section champions last season as well, went 8-2 at a 10-3 overall record in 3A Section 4. North Hills finished 7-3 that year as well. So two teams, again, that have statistically never been top teams in boys volleyball, but are slowly but surely trying to develop themselves into a program that consistently sees themselves in WPIAL playoffs year in and year out. It's then the next step of taking that next step, going far into these playoffs, but that served too far. 19-17. Served over and passed up. Back set. That one in the middle, Lewandowski puts it down. Good swing on a quick set for Chase Lewandowski. So tough when you're in that back row. You know it's coming. You just got to guess right. North Hills did guess where it was, but just couldn't get there in time. That one spins off the tape, and a lucky break for Peter Chaffee, who, if you ask him, he planned that one. 19 apiece now here in set one. Served over to the outside. That one off the block. It drops down on that line. Right call there. R1 nodding his head in correct approval there. Another look at it. Yeah, it was right on that line. So a good block for Gateway. 20-19 now the score. Rolled over. It's blocked down. Lewandowski on the solo block for Gateway. And now timeout taken by Katie Pry, the head coach for North Hills. This North Hills team, once again mentioned before, finished 7-3 in section last year. Lost to Latrobe in the first round of the WPIAL playoffs last year. 3-0. It was 26-24 in set number one, 25-20 and 25-21, so close ones in that one. Gateway fell in the first round too, kind of upset by Mount Lebanon, 3-1. Our upstart Mount Lebanon team that's just founded a handful of years ago. But a new season, of course, compared to last year, both these teams sitting in positions to make the postseason, which will start in mid-May. This one bumped into the air, into the middle off the block, kept alive. 21-19 to the outside. Kept up by Bozicevic. That one blocked down, and it's a good block for North Hills. 8 and 16 both over there. That's Aiden Bricker and Brady Ferris. Ferris with the serve. Trying to send it over was Hines, not able to. To the outside this time, blocked down, it drops in the lines, and we got a tie ball game here in set one. Ferris to serve again. Ferris to serve, passed up into the middle, Lewandowski. Well executed on that one. They hit that one off center. They love doing those with the middles. Gateway does. Canyon Hines to serve. Hines, Lewandowski almost touches the net with it, but he touched it with the ball, so play continues. That one just bumped over. Timing off there for Shapiro. That one a little off as well for Bozicevic. Couldn't do much with it. 22 apiece. Set was not where Bozicevic could make really much of an approach with it, but he tried to. And in doing so, sent it out. Served over. Sywek almost gets it, but Gateway continues with it. Nice play from them. To the outside. Back into the air. Over, and it's down for North Hills. Brody Carr, the senior for the Indians. Served over, 23-22, North Hills to the outside. That one passed up by the Indians. Cross court, drops down. It hit the fingertips and just enough to go askew there. Another look right there off those fingertips, just couldn't stay down. Instead, with set point, head coach Phil Randolph will take a timeout here. For this North Hills team, looking to try and get themselves another victory. They're 3-2 in their section. Head coach Katie Pry, first year as the head coach here on this squad. An Ohio native, moved to Pittsburgh last year, was looking for a girls coaching job, but couldn't find anything. Became the JV coach under Jimmy Yu, who was the boys coach last year. Yu left to pursue career opportunities in California, and Pry was elevated to the varsity level. Grove City alum for the head coach for North Hills. And that's set point right now. Served over. That one passed up. Bozicevic wasn't intended for that one, and it's too far. And it's the point for North Hills, so miscommunication there forced Bozicevic to have to just push that one over. He sent it just too far, and that'll do it in set number 1, 25-22, North Hills. The visiting team takes set number 1. We'll step aside real quick. We'll come back for the next 2 sets at least here on Gateway Gators Productions. Back here on Gateway Gators Productions. 1-0 lead here for North Hills. Team with a 3-2 record. Looking for another victory on the year in section play. North Hills, in their credit, has won 4 of the last 5 matches they've played. 3-0 win over Penn Hills, non-section win over Deer Lakes, victory over Plum, and then a non-section victory over Norwin as well. Gateway no slouch themselves as well. They have won their last 5 straight as well, but the last 2 that they've played against Plum and Fox Chapel in section play were both 5-set matches. Trying not to do that again, although you take 5-set wins over 3-set losses any day of the week, but to start things, it's another point for North Hills. And Brady West will serve again. West drops it in for the ace. And the bench having some fun with it as well as they come sliding in afterwards. Having some fun with David Dubé as well. That one into the net though, and a point for Gateway, their first point of the set. And that one too far, the service error. Bozicevic with the service error. Served over. Good pass on a tough serve there. Rolled over by the middle blocker. And that one back into the air as well. And it's down for a point though, hitting the ceiling. The ceiling have given Gateway nightmares here in this one. The swing there from number 2, Ryan Shapiro. Bozicevic in that back row there, but passed up. And back row there as well for North Hills. That was Max Girock. Bozicevic again, back into the air. It's going to bounce around a couple times. They track it down, and it's sent over, but out for North Hills. Good to get to it. Just couldn't get the angle on it, though, but a nice play and a nice swing from Bozicevic for the point. Served over to the outside. That's blocked, but out of bounds. Point for North Hills. Couldn't angle the block inside the lines, and a point for the Indians. A 5-2 lead for North Hills, make it 6-2. That one hit off the fists of Peter Chaffee. Chaffee, just that platform, not a good look there from him, and he knew it too. Kind of crossed him up a little bit. They go back to him. It's a better pass this time. It's a really good pass, actually. Hines sent it over, though, but North Hills was there for it. That one down for the kill. Aiden Bricker on the right side for North Hills. And an early timeout taken by Gateway. So the Gators taking a timeout. Again, no stranger to being down or at the very least having to face some tough teams. Mentioned before, they've given up a set in 4 of their 5 matchups against these teams in section play. And in fact, the last time they squared off against North Hills back on March 31st, that was at North Hills High School. It was a 4-set victory for Gateway, but still had to give up that 1 set to the Indians. The 3-0 victory over Penn Hills, which, to Penn Hills' credit, fought very valiantly in a lot of those sets. Actually brought it back really close. We were on the broadcast for that one, so no slouch there as well. It might have been an 0-3, but they were close. And then a 3-1 victory over Central Catholic, 3-2 over Plum, and 3-2 over Fox Chapel. The Fox is always a good volleyball program as well. But they face another challenge here, and this time at home. And this time Lewandowski gets that one down good. System right there for the Gators. Good set from Hines, too. And Canyon Hines will serve. Hines' serve passed up, though. To the right side, that one down for the kill. Aiden Bricker for the Indians. Bricker, 6'1", right side hitter for North Hills. So Wyke will serve for the Indians. That one into the net from him, though. Service error. And Hoffner will be back to serve for the Gators. Hoffner serve off an arm, back into the air, rolled over. Backside, dropped down, almost dropped on side the lines, but good effort, or good heads up by Shapiro to not play it. And instead, the point goes to the Indians, who have somewhat of a comfortable lead right now, 9-4. Early on in set number 2, that one just bumped over, and the Indians are right there for it. In the middle, and the kill for Brody Carr, the senior. So Carr with the kill. Shapiro will serve. Shapiro's serve too far. And a service error there. Point for the Gators. 10-5 though, 5-point difference. Carr again. It was picked up this time though by Gateway. Off the block, Bozicevic just punches it into the air and back over. That one off of the blockers and a point. Good play there from Max Tarak. The awareness, the block was there, and he's able to just swipe it off. It doesn't have the ability to take that swing being tight on the net like that. And that serve off Hoffner in the ace. David Dubé for the Indians. The sophomore libero for this North Hill squad. Libero to one libero here on the serve. 12-5. Back into the air. Sent over. And played by Gateway. Bozicevic gets the point. That one down the line, good swing from him. Served over by Gateway. To the outside, off the block, played in the air. Someone will have to get to it. The Indians do. Another swing that time. Back in the air from Chaffee. Nice play from him on the dig. That one off the block and the kill for Max Chirac. Chirac muscling that one off the block. 13-6 North Hills. Brady West to serve, and it's too far though. And a service error. That brings Bozicevic in the back row, and he serves. To the outside, just bumped over. Couldn't get the approach there for Bricker. Outside as well, down the lines. Good spot for Madden Ferczak for Gateway. Ferczak recognizing block was way too over towards the center of the court there. So he goes down the line. Short serve. Played in the air. They're running on two, though. Might as well. A good bump there for Brady Ferris. That one never went over. Point for North Hills. You can tell the frustration on this Gateway squad right now. Just not working for them for the time being. Served, that one into the net though, and a service error from Chirac. Inch or so higher, and that one goes over, but instead it's a service error. Passed up on the serve from Chaffee to the right side, too far there. That was Aiden Bricker again for North Hills. Served over and too far. Brady Ferris to serve. Ferris' serve off Chaffee. Back into the air from Bozicevic to the outside. Played by Ferris. Just bumped over. No approach there for the Indians. And then Lewandowski puts it down for Gateway. 15-11 though. In striking distance. Give Gateway credit. They've taken a fair share of points here as of recently. Only a 4-point difference right now. To the outside. That one off the block, but played by Gateway. Hines on the back set. Ferczak, and North Hills can't get to it, so a point for Gateway. Ferczak on the point for the Gators. Brady West just trickles off of his arm and towards that bench, unfortunately for him. Canyon Hines to serve, back into the air. To the right side, that one off the block and down. Good swing, Aiden Bricker. Bricker hitting right side, but he is using his right hand. See a lot of right side hitters use the left. It's instead of having to have that ball come over your other shoulder, but Bricker, a righty, able to get that one for the point. I equate it to like the first baseman method, where you have a first baseman who's usually a left-handed catcher. And that one blocked down. Or left-handed thrower, I should say, if you want to get technical about baseball. With a block there, and 16-13. Alex Hoffner will serve. Hoffner served way too far. Got underneath of that one. And a point for the Indians. It's served over. They go back to Bozicevic. Off the block, out of the reach of their libero, point 4. The Gators. This is a big match for North Hills, and we talked real quick about the standings. That one back to the outside, down on the block, kept alive though, but it's underneath the net, I believe. Actually, a lift call is what they're going to call it. You see the lift there. I believe that was on Sawike, excuse me. And that set just too far. They're pushing their set just a little bit too tight on the net there for North Hills. Not able to get a good approach on it. To the outside. That's a really good set, and it's muscled through by Max Jarok. Jarok does what he can with that one from Brady West. Let me look at it again. A really good set there. I like where that positioning was. And Dubé will be back to serve. 18-15. North Hills still hanging on to that lead. Played by Hoffner. Into the middle. Just tipped. And it ricochets and out of play. Point 4. The Indians. Donovan Shaffer. Not much he can do with that one after the low set and just tipping it over, and then was blocked. To the outside, Bozicevic. Off the antenna, point 4, North Hills. Bozicevic frustrated with himself after that one. 20-15 though, the Indians up in this set. They go serve it to Bozicevic. Shaffer in the middle, a little too low for him. This one will be sent into the net, not one that you would take the jump there for Max Jarok. My coach used to always say, if you never take a step at all, if at no point you're taking a step, it's not worth making that jump, because 9 times out of 10 that ball is either behind you enough or exactly at your body side, next to your body, that you can't make that jump approach. There's that one off of the block and dropping down for the point. West with the serve, and West gets the ace. Brady West on the ace for the Indians. West with that serve, and it's too far. And a service error. But 22-17. North Hills 3 points away from going up 2-0 in this match. That one overpass cleaned up though by Shaffer. Served over by Bozicevic. That one in the middle and touched. Bumped back into the air. To the right side, bumped over. In the middle, Shaffer with the kill. (22-19). Bozicevic's now in the back row and serving. That one's going to stay away from the curtain and sent over by Bricker, who had stayed for one. That one off the block, kept up, back in the air, back down from Bricker. Aiden Bricker after the block from Brady Ferris. And that was fired up there. Bricker was, and the rest of the North Hills squad. The serve over, passed by Chaffee. Bozicevic off speed, good dig from Dubé, rolled over. Back into the air, to the outside, drop down, nobody there. Point 4, Gateway, 3-point difference. With only really 1 point of wiggle room though for the Gators. Chaffee serve in the middle. Ferris just pushes it over. to the outside. That's Ferczak. Bumped back in the air, though, from Shapiro. Into the middle. Lewandowski is blocked. Kept up, though. Outside, Ferczak again. Rolls it over. West plays it. Dubé in the middle, in the back row, and they get the point from Max Jarok. Jarok with the point. Set point for the Indians. Served over. Into the middle, Lewandowski. It rolls off the arm. They're going to call that a lift. Another look there, you see just rolling up off the arms. I believe it was off the arm of Shapiro. It might have been off of Brody Carr, but regardless. It's Gateway, though, but North Hills still with set point number 2 here for the Indians. Backside, kept up by Bozicevic and back over. Into the middle, played by Chaffee. He's got to get up and send it over. Just another free ball. And North Hills trying to use it. That one off of the block from Shapiro. To the right side, off fingertips, and it trickles wide, and it's a point for Gateway, and they hang around. The Gators still alive. Barely breathing here in the set. North Hills trying not to fall to pieces here in set number 2. They still have the set lead, and they have the set victory. Aiden Bricker with the kill, 25-22. The same score we saw in set number 1. It's the same team who took the set. The Indians up 2-0. Gateway trying to not get swept and at least force a 4th set. North Hills trying to go back to the North Hills of Pittsburgh with a victory. We'll step aside again between sets 2 and 3 here on Gateway Gators Productions. Back here at Henry J. Furry Complex, North Hills taking a 2-0 lead over Gateway. Here in Section 4, 3A play. Talking earlier real quick about the standings. Gateway 5-0 in their section. North Hills 3-2. This is a big match for North Hills because top 3 teams will qualify for the WPIAL playoffs. Central Catholic right behind them with a 2-3 record themselves. So to get another victory to separate themselves a little bit with Central Catholic would be huge in this one. For the Indians. Central Catholic only have 3 victories on the year. 2 of them are in section play, and victories over Plum and Penn Hills. They are currently playing tonight against Plum as well, so that's another big matchup for both of those teams. And then the next match North Hills plays will be next Tuesday against Central Catholic. So again, we talk about it, how important it could be. This one back into the air, rolled over, it drops inside the line. Right on that line, good call by the line judge. Served over and off Bozicevic, excuse me. And it's an ace for North Hills. Served over, back into the air to the outside, blocked down. It's the block there from the Indians. And they're gonna tap the head there as it went off of one of the Gateway players' heads. Lewandowski never got it over. Point for North Hills. Not the start the Gators want right now, being down 2-0 to this North Hills team with nothing they feel to lose right now. Riding high off their victory of their sets. That one rolls off the tape. Lewandowski able to play, and it's blocked, and it's down on the line. Monstrous block there. Another look at it. The solo block from Max Jarrock, and that forces a timeout. A thunderous point there for the Gators. Or excuse me, for the Indians. Another look at it, just denying Toktobek Kubanychbekov, who had just checked in for the first time for the Gators, is head coach Phil Randolph throwing everything but the kitchen sink at them right now to try and get something going here for this Gators squad. Bozicevic just gets it over, had to slap at it to the outside. Jarrock down the line. It was too far though. He wanted that one badly. But instead it's a point for Gateway and their first point. Back into the air for North Hills. That one down the line, outside the line. And that's the right call. Served over, back into the air. Pushed over by Bricker, who's staying for one there. To the right side there, and it goes down for the swing from Aiden Coughran. Served over. That one ricochets back, and it's a point for the Indians. Aiden Bricker with the kill. Served over. That one tips, deflected down, and a point for Bricker. 7-3. Served over. Bounces off of the ceiling, and it's a point for the Indians off Chaffee. By the way, Amar Merle Merriweather has checked in for the first time here in this one for the Gators. So again, they're just trying to get some life here. Bozicevic into the net. Frustration on this Gateway Gators squad right now. Served over. Passed up right side. That one off of the block. And a point for the Gators. Off the fingertips. Bumped over. To the right side. Played in the air. Played by West. Bricker just rolls it over. Bozicevic. Never touched the antenna, although North Hills thought it did for a second. Shaffer couldn't put that one downward. That one off the block and out. Point for the Indians. They're the first to reach double digits here in set, excuse me, set number 3. Again, this North Hills team, they have won 5 of their last 6 matches. I want to clarify that one after dropping 3 straight prior to that. Win over Penn Hills, win over Deer Lakes, Plum, Norwin. They had a win over Central Catholic back on Tuesday. Their only loss was Monday. They had a non-conference matchup against Baldwin. They lost 3-0 in that one. Baldwin undefeated in their own section, so a top team in 3A as well. That one goes askew, and it's a point for North Hills. Couldn't put that one down for Bozicevic. This North Hills team is using the momentum they have had. I know we talked about Gateway having won 5 straight, but North Hills has won 5 of their last 6. So no slouch in this one. Is that one too far? And it is going to be overruled by the R1 and R2. Served over. Shaffer off the block, and the point for the Gators. Donovan Shaffer was a big factor in set number 1 early on, but unfortunately has been quiet in sets 2 and 3. Toktobek will serve. Served over from the senior for this squad, but nobody there on North Hill. So the ace for Bozicevic. That might be what Gateway needs right now, just a mental lapse there from everybody from North Hills. Try and take advantage of that. And the senior serves it over. Back into the air. The swing there, never touched. And a point for the Gators. I saw the R2 make the touch motion for a second there. I think he was saying no touch. Pipe ball, passed up. Outside. Kubanychbekov was the one who sent it over. He has to go get that one as well. It bumps off of the curtains and bumped over on a free ball. Into the middle, tipped. Kept up though by Hines. Set her out, so Bozicevic had to play it, and then Hines sent it back over. To the outside, down the line, no touch on the block, and a point for Gateway. Served over. Pipe ball. They want a touch. They're not going to get it. Chirac was really wanting it, though. They didn't get one. And the serve there. Bumps off an arm. Outside, rolled over. Played off the net. Someone's got to play that one. It ricochets and then just sent over. Everyone out of system. Gateway will rework with this one. Shaffer had to underbump that one. In the middle, that one off Chaffee. Bumped over on the pipe ball. To the outside. Pushed over with 2 hands, and they get the point. Ryan Shapiro was clean on the 2-handed push. Shapiro will serve. Sent over by Hines, but Dubé right there for it. Dubé plays that one again. Outside Chirac. Never went over. 4 touches is going to be the call. Point for the Gators. A 2-point difference now. Gateway has fought themselves slowly but surely back in this set. Within striking distance, but need a couple in a row, and like that will help. Peter Chaffee with the ace. Chaffee served though into the net. The service error. And the point now for the Indians, and the serve for them as well with David Dubé. That one off a block. He has to get fingertips on it too, and then bumped over by Chirac. Hines in the middle. Lewandowski looking for the corner spot, but angled himself too far to the left there. Point for the Indians. Served over to the outside. That one down. Toktobek Kubanychbekov. Oh my goodness gracious. One blocker. Trying to fire his team up too. Hines will serve. To the outside, Jarrah gets the point on the response for North Hills. Brady West to serve, into the net though from the junior for North Hills. Back into the air for the Indians. To the outside, tipped over and played. Lewandowski punches it over. Back down for the Gators and a point. 1 point difference now. Served over to the outside. Pushed through the block and Aiden Bricker gets the point. Jarrah serve. Jarrah outside the lines. Point for the Gators. I think that toss from Jarrah was too far away. I don't think he wanted that toss. And instead it's a point for the Gators. Lewandowski on the serve. The right side off the block. Played back into the air. Bumped as well. Sent over. Merriweather. Nice dig from him who just kicked back in. That one bounces off and a point for the Gators. Amar Merriweather had a nice dig there. And then it was Bozicevic who finished it for the Gators. To the outside, swiped over, kept up though, backside. Bumped over, bad touch there from Dubé. Bad touch though from the Gators as well. Pipe ball, Jarrah, Merriweather, good pass. That one drops down. It's back-to-back really good digs from Merriweather, and then Bozicevic going off speed this time to catch the North Hills Indians off guard. They got a 1 point lead now, Gateway does. Served over, back into the air. Jarrah on the pipe ball, they get the kill. Nice swing from Max Jarrah. Right in between Lewandowski and Merriweather. So Brady Ferris now to serve. Bozicevic denied at the net. Carr on the block, but Bricker was the one who got all of it. Stat-wise, it'd be half a block each, but it was all Bricker there. In the middle, Shaffer puts it down. Served over. Bumped into the air. That one sent too far. Point for the Gators. The Gators, the first to hit 20. North Hills was the first to hit 10. I believe it was 10-5 in set number 3. No blocker there, and Bricker couldn't put it down, and then it's miscommunication there for North Hills. Tough play for the Indians, and that forces them to take a timeout. Katie Pry has to take a timeout for her North Hills Indians squad. 21-19. Gateway trying to force a fourth set. North Hills trying to go back to the North Hills with a victory. Aiden Coughran to serve. To the outside. Thrown at the net. Not what Ryan Shapiro wanted to do there. And a miscue. As the Gators bench now chanting, what's he doing, when a la the Indians bench for Gator mishaps. Girock never went over. Point for the Gators. The timeout unsuccessful right now for North Hills, so they'll try and do it again as 23-19. We have a 23-19 here in set number 3. The Gators trying to force a fourth set. It was all North Hills to start things. Gateway slowly but surely, and quietly to be honest, took the majority of the points from the distance of 10 to 20. And they've gotten the last 4 points, I believe, here in this set. It's a quick timeout from North Hills. They still have 15 seconds left on their timeout, but they'll let things continue here. And now Aiden Coughran will serve. Passed up by Dubé. Had to be pushed and off the block. And Aiden Bricker and North Hills, I know that's not how they intended to get that point, but they're lucky. Having to run up and just push it, and it gets a friendly roll. And now can North Hills work with this? Difference 3 still. With 1 point of wiggle room for the Indians. Back-to-back points though. Shaffer into the net. Says that's his bad. He didn't get a good piece of that one. You can see off his fingertips. So White will serve. Shaffer drops down. Point for the Indians. Brody Carr on the block. Served over, 1 point difference right now. Bozicevic never got over. It might have been blocked, and it was Brody Carr. Good replay there, it never went over. And it forces Gateway to take their timeout. So North Hills are 2 straight points away from taking the match. Gateway is 2 straight points away from taking the set, but it's been North Hills ever since it was 23-19. North Hills has gotten all of the points since. 4 of them to be exact. Here we are. Obviously, first to 25, win by 2. Somewhat of a quick timeout for Gateway as well. So White with the serve, passed up by Chaffee, into the middle. Shaffer gets the point, as if it was designed right there for Gateway. Coming out of the timeout. You get those sets high for Shaffer. 6'6" frame. He can get up there and put those ones down. Set point for the Gators. Bozicevic in the back row now, who will serve. Played in the air. Rolled over from Jarrah. Bozicevic in the back row. It drops down for the point. And Gateway takes set number 3, 25-23. And the Gators have forced a 4th set. I'll step aside. We come back. Set number 4 between the Gators and the Indians. Gators trying to force a 5th. North Hills trying to end things in 4 here on Gateway Gators Productions. Well, here we are in the 4th set between Gateway and North Hills. If you're just tuning in, North Hills took sets 1 and 2, 25-22 and 25-22. It was the Gators, though, that responded in set number 3 as first points go to Max Jarrah for the North Hills Indians. Set number 1 was pretty back and forth until North Hills kind of ran away at the end. Set number 2, almost similarly to it as well. Gateway tried to fight back, but was too little too late. Set 3, though, was all North Hills to start. Things were looking bad for Gateway. There was frustration from them. You could tell they just wasn't their set, but they managed to bounce their way back, forcing the 5th set after almost a disaster to end set number 3 as this one drops down. Nothing that Aiden Bricker can do there for the Indians. North Hills had taken a timeout when it was 23-19. They made it 23-all. But then it was 2 straight points from the Gators that were the difference. To the outside, Bozicevic. And that one off the fingertips of Dubé, who went with the kind of caught in the middle there. Wasn't sure if he should use his hands or use his arms, and he got stuck in both. It just hit off his arm, or hit off his hand and backwards. 3-1 lead here for the Gators. To the outside, bumped over. And that one will be out of play, and a point for the Indians. Off the arm of Toktobek Kubanychbekov for Gateway. Chaffee never touched the net, or never touched the ceiling, excuse me. It had basically trickled along those beams, but never touched it. And a serve over there. Hey, Brady Ferris thought that was coming in his head. That one never got over. Point for the Indians. Look there off the swing of Aiden Coughran, one of the seniors. Him, Kubanychbekov, Lewandowski, Ethan Barbarino, Madden Ferczak, Gunnar Raymer, and Daniel Bozicevic, all seniors on this squad for Gateway. Is that serve too far? And Lewandowski, one of the seniors, into the net though from him. Ferris will serve. That one outside the lines. Point for the Indians. Served over. Bozicevic on the same spot there for the setter. Someone out of spot of where they're supposed to be, or where that set was supposed to go. To the outside, that one off the block. Kept alive though, at the net, nothing that the Gators can do though. See Merrill Merriweather just gets a swipe at it. That's what you gotta do when those balls are deep in the corner like that. Just put it towards the center. Unfortunate touch there. That's going to be a carry Hines, they'll give it to you if your body was straight away, but turning himself and doing it's going to be the reason for that call. As that one drops down. Bad serve receive for Gateway, and it forces head coach Phil Randolph to take a timeout. 9-4, North Hills. Almost a similar sight we saw in set number 3. But after calling the timeout, Gateway was the team that took a large portion of the points. Again, it was 10-5. And then at one point, it got 20 to, I believe it was 18. So Gateway was able to respond themselves, and they're trying to do so again here. Undefeated in section so far. Thanks for tuning in here on Gateway Gators Productions. We'll have Gateway Sports all spring long. Here in this Thursday evening, the Henry J. Furry Complex. NFL Draft has just started. I mentioned before, I'll use the metaphor of trying to move around spots in the draft, trying to move some spots around here for North Hills. A victory here would be huge for them, as that one put back, and it's Ryan Shapiro with the kill. Swing from Shapiro, and the actual swing there from Peter Chaffee. He couldn't keep his arms straight away on the reaction there. They serve it to him, and he plays it, though. Good pass from him. Rolled, Bozicevic couldn't get it over. And a point for North Hills. Served over. And again, it's kind of swiping the side there from Donovan Shaffer. That one in the corner. Good play from Shapiro again. Served over. In the middle. Never went over. Shapiro's going to say he blocked it regardless. If it was a block, credit to him. I didn't look like it went over there. I don't think it did, but the presence is what mattered. And 13-4 lead, so timeout worked last set, but right now it's struggling right now for Phil Randolph and his squad. They need to side out badly. They do there, though. Right on cue, Aiden Coughran with the point. Served again. Backside, tipped, put down though. Aiden Bricker finding the open spots. He does a really good job at that for this North Hills crew. A serve there from Sawike. Passed up by Dubé to the outside. And that one is dropping down for Shapiro, who has ran around the court about 3 times now after every point. Love the intensity and love the energy from him. One of the reasons why this North Hills team is with the 10-point lead. Served over, into the air, pushed into the corner. Sent over, played by Shaffer, but it'll go out. And a point for North Hills. And things are looking dire right now for the Gateway squad. Serve into the net. This is the North Hills squad. I talked about it earlier. It was a team that struggled for many years always in a gauntlet of a section, though, as well. When they had to play teams like Fox Chapel every year, it was always really good. As that block down, good block there from Shaffer and Hines. Hines trying to fire himself up, too. Hines feels like he hasn't had as good of a night as he'd hoped for. This North Hill squad, again, talking, playing every year. Pine Richland every year. North Allegheny every year. It was always so tough for them to build anything when you have perennial powerhouses that would just fight at each other and then use North Hills to just build their momentum. The Indians are trying to turn things here for this North Hills squad. Pushed over by Brady West. 16-8. Played again. That one down for the Gators. Kubanychbekov with the point. Don't look now. 3 of the last 4 points have been for the Gators. Bozicevic will serve. Served over. And that one is played. Swiped over. To the outside. Played in the air. Good dig. Diving over was Brady West. That one down, though, and on the side of North Hills. Point for the Gators. 6-point difference. You get a feel for Katie Pry. You take maybe one more here. Try and side out. If not, you have to call yourself a timeout. This is out of system again for the Indians. Backside. That one in the air. Good dig, though, from Siwek. And it's down and no one there for North Hills. And now Katie Pry will take her timeout. One of the 2 that she has in this set. And Gateway's fired up. A 5-point difference now. Here in set number 4. If you're Katie Pry, you tell yourself, 1 point at a time. It's still a 5-point lead. Just got to side out here. The momentum is in favor of Gateway, but if you're Gateway, you're riding high with what you've got right now. Everything is going right for the Gators. You on paper are the better team. And the record obviously shows that. They have defeated them earlier this season. Had to go to 4 sets in that one, and if they want to win this one, they have to go to 5 sets. But this one's far and away from won by one team or the other. If we do hit that best of 5, it'll be a 15-point set 5. We're back with Bozicevic to serve. Off the fingertips, and it's an ace for Bozicevic. So Wyke was stepped in front of it. This time they go to the libero, and he passes it up to the outside, just tipped over. Played by Gateway. North Hills has yet to get a real good approach and a good attack offensively. Bozicevic will have to push it over. Played by Wyke, sent over by the setter West. Kubanychbekov outside the lines as it ricochets off Pry, but net violation correction. We got a net violation. Oh, that's a tough call right there for North Hills. I don't think Katie Pry can even argue or make an argument because I think the ball was coming right at her. I don't think she saw it. Another look at it here. See that net move a little bit. Really tough call. It was on Brady West was the call. In the middle, punched away. Jousting at the net, played. They got to reset to the outside. Shapiro pushes it through to Kubanychbekov, plays it. Jousting at the net. Siwek gets to it. Rolled over. Played by Chaffee at the net. Bounces up in the air again. Shaffer is down. He gets back up. Off the block. It's kept up, though. Shapiro again off speed. Played by Bozicevic. Hines on the set. Kubanychbekov with the attack. Played, though, by Siwek. That one sent too far. And now it's an overturned call. Really close. North Hills made the argument. And I don't know what the call was. Another look here. The line judge went up and then back down, and that's the reason for the call. In a case like that, you got to agree with them. It's another point for North Hills. Brody Carr on the block. Ryan Shapiro to serve, 18-15. We got a net violation. It's on it's on Canyon Hines. Hines says it was the ball. But the call goes against him. 19-13. Served over at the net. Hines just had to get a piece of it. It bounced off the off the screen. It kept alive though. Rolled into the net from Jarrah. That ball not high enough to take that jump there. Lewandowski in the front row now. Chaffee back to serve. Chaffee serve, pass into the air. To the outside. That one off the block and down. Point for North Hills. Jarrah on the swing. The serve over, passed up by Bozicevic. Lewandowski in the middle, blocked, and it's down for the Indians. Brady Ferris, actually correction, it was number 13, Jarrah, who cheated over for that block. Almost too obvious there to go to Lewandowski. That one outside the line. Point for the Indians, 21-14. And I believe Philip Randolph has one more timeout to take, and now he will take it. And so Gateway will take their timeout, their final timeout here in set number 4. Thank you for tuning in again. A good one here. Thank you for tuning in here all spring long here on Gateway Gators Productions. Second volleyball match we've produced here for the boys' side this season. Let's take a look at the upcoming broadcasts. April 8th, boys lacrosse will take on the Rebels of Seton LaSalle here. Gateway Gators Productions over at the stadium. Boys volleyball takes on Plum on Cinco de Mayo on May 5th. And then on June 3rd, of course, Gateway graduation, the class of 2026. Crazy to think it's already close to graduation. Seems like yesterday we were just starting the school year with some fall broadcasts, and here we are midway through the spring season. Is the serve over, 22-14. That one down for the Indians. Max Jarrah on the swing. Jarrah has really stepped up here. He's always been a big presence for the Indians, but has really come to life here in set number 4. The serve over and passed up, 23-14. Kubanychbekov can't get it over. It's blocked, and then Chaffee got a piece of it just to defend. I would have stayed inside the line, so I don't blame him for touching that. Now it's match point for the Indians. Dubé serves it over. Lewandowski to the outside, Jarrah. Played, but it goes away, and that will do it here. It's North Hills, the Indians, with a bit of an upset. The first time that Gateway has fallen in section play this season. The Indians take it 3-1. 25-22, 25-22, 23-25, and 25-14. North Hills improves to 4-2 in section, which could be huge depending on the Fox Chapel outcome of their game. They're 4-1 right now, and again, the top 3 teams make it, and a big jump against Central Catholic, which is now 2-3, depending on their match as well. Gateway drops to 5-1, which also could be big depending on what Fox Chapel did this season as well, or tonight as well. And that'll do it here on our broadcast for our entire broadcasting crew, our producer, Adam Gusky, our director, Lee Schaefer, and the Gusky and Schaefer family. I'm Spencer Witt saying so long, and thank you for tuning in here on Gateway Gators Productions. Good night, everybody.